Welcome to the training video on how to register a company online with the state of Georgia. On the Georgia Secretary of State homepage, please go to the top left where the blue arrow indicates and click on the link titled Corporations. Once you've entered the Corporations Division website, please go to the top left under the blue link titled Create or Change an Entity. Put your cursor over that link, and when you do so, a drop-down will appear. On that drop-down, you'll see 4 selections. On the top selection called Create a New Entity, put your cursor and click there. On this page, you'll see several links of possible actions you can take. On the third button down, titled File Corporation Online, put your cursor and click there. At this point, you're going to see a page with several directions that you need to review that are important for your filing. Important, please read this fully and understand all these details, and then once you do, please click Continue. At this point, you need to log onto our website to continue your filing. If you do not have a logon or username or password, go to the Register for CGov 360 account link and click there. Once you've clicked here, you'll need to enter your username, email, password, name, and address, and hit Register. Please note, record your username and your password someplace secure so you can locate that and reference it in the future. So now that you have your logon information, go ahead and enter your username and password where indicated and click Log On. This is going to take you to a Services Management tab. Now note at the top of this page there are 4 tabs available. On the far left tab, click on Business Filings. At this point, you'll see several web links of all the different types of filings that you can place. Please select the entity that is best suited for your purposes and click there. Now, depending on the entity you selected, you'll get filing procedures and directions for that specific action. Please review this fully, and once you've reviewed it fully, click Next. If you have a reservation number, you can enter it here and continue. If you do not have a reservation number, don't worry. Just continue and click Next. At this point, you're going to be taken to an index page. The index page is where you're going to populate all the information for your company. Note, you'll be scrolling down a good bit and entering multiple fields, and we'll be covering that in detail. At the first part you just saw, enter the name exactly as you wish to read it on your certificate. Don't enter the corporate indicator as part of the name. You can do that in the drop-down next door, so don't say so-and-so incorporated, go so-and-so company, and then the drop-down click corporation, LLC, etc. On the effective date, it'll default to the date you enter the information and submit to review. You can post-date this up to 90 days if you'd wish. And the filer is the name of the person who's submitting. So select the filer, add that, and if you need to add a filer, there's an Add Filer button that you can reference at the bottom. It's an Add Filer button if you need to add additional filers. So continue on, you'll look down below the filer, there's an incorporator. You need to enter that information and you can add additional incorporators as necessary. You have business addresses that you can enter at this point, or registered agent. If you're a registered agent, click there, enter the full name, address, Georgia address, and note that it cannot be a P.O. box. Continuing on, you can do the same for the incorporator, add your information, stock information, enter that there. Continue scrolling down. Again, enter the name of the address of the incorporator, the share information or the stock information, and the number of shares in the quantity field, and other provisions you can enter as well. Now, once you get to the bottom of the page, you're going to see a Next button, and what you need to do is make sure you fill your signer information in, and then click Next. Now note, if you have any errors in populating the fields, this is where you will get the error message, and you will need to click the back button to correct those and continue your filing until you hit Next again. And once you've hit Next and you've started your filing successfully, you'll go to the next block. So at this point, you want to select your payment options. So you can choose no expedite service, next day service, or same day service, and click Next. On this page, you'll see the amount due for your filing. Please note on the drop-down that ACH feature is not currently available. You'll need to pay for your filing using credit card. So select that in the drop-down and click Next. At this point in the payment process, you need to enter your credit card information, standard filling out, name, address, credit card type, credit card number, expiration, and the verification number. And once you've done that, click Next. If your payment has been accepted in the system, you'll see that has been announced at the top button. If it has been accepted, click Next. So at this point, you're going to see a validation page. The validation page allows you to review all of your information and allows you to see if your information has been filled correctly again. So go through this validation page. Now look at the top note that there's a red X. This is not an error. This is just the process to submit your filing. It's telling you about that, about how to do this. And note that there's a Submit to Back Office button that you have to use that is at the top of the page and at the bottom page. So review your information fully. And then once you're satisfied with that, then you click the Submit to Back Office for your filing to be considered. Again, see the button here, the Submit to Back Office is at the bottom of the page and the top of the page. And only click that after you're completely satisfied with all the information on your filing. When your filing has been successfully delivered to our office for review, you're going to be returned to the Service Management tab. At that point, your filing will be shown in the Receive Services section of this page. If your filing is not in that Service Management tab, note that the staff cannot process. Thank you for completing your filing with the State of Georgia. If you have any questions, please contact our customer service.